Hello, can you guys hear me? Let's see if my earbuds in here. Hi everyone. Welcome. I actually was gonna try to use my microphone here today as well. Forgot, so plug this in and see if this works. So tell me if this works or not. Let's see. Hi Amy, hi Tiffany. Welcome. Welcome. So glad you're here. Awesome. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm starting a little bit late. Totally lost track of time. And then, of course, when I was about to go live, of course, I had to had to run to the bathroom. So I do apologize. And of course, those things happen. But we are here. We're live. Thank you guys for joining. If you don't know who I am, I think I'm streaming this on live on YouTube, on my YouTube channel for the first time. I've never done. So that is super exciting, as well as my Facebook page and my Facebook group. So I am Coach Kayla, and today we're going to be talking about why a whole food, plant-based food, I'm going to say a food pattern because I don't want to say diet, but I do want to focus on, talking about the food and what we eat, and that sort of, that I could say lifestyle as well, but why that may not be working for you, and yes, and why it could be. So I'm going to give you guys three things or three, yeah, I'm going to break down three things of why this may not be working for you, because I hear this a lot, that a lot of people, they will try to go whole food plant-based, or they'll try to go plant-based, but then they feel like it's not for them, or it didn't work out. And I often hear this in the athlete community, and I know a lot of people that have watched Game Changers, so a lot of people that really, really sparked their interest into it, but they felt like they couldn't do it, and have gone back to introducing meat and maybe even fish into their diet. So I want to talk about a little bit about that, and why that's the case, because I do know for a lot of people it is more than just a diet, right? And I don't like to say diet, which is why I'm trying to say like a food pattern, because it's became much more than that, and it's more about living that vegan lifestyle, which is caring about the environment, caring about the animals. It becomes much more. But when we're talking about just what we eat, and talking about eating and choosing whole food plant-based sources, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So thank you so much for joining. Let me know if you are joining this on live. Let me know that you are here, that you can hear me okay as well. And if you are watching this on replay, just comment below replay so I know that you also checked out this video later on. So I know some people too, if they're at work, maybe you can't come to these afternoon sessions, but hopefully if you have a lunch break, you can pop in today with me. I am here every Wednesday at noon Eastern time if you want to check out our videos. So here we go. So number one, not eating enough. I cannot stress this enough, because whole plant-based foods are low in calories, and yes, they're nutrient-dense, which makes it so great and really helpful for athletes to really get those phytonutrients, because that can really help your recovery. But if you're not eating enough, this can um, really go against you, right? It's not going to help you because you're not eating enough. And it's just so common to do this, as I said, because foods are low in calories. So it's really important that you eat often, that you try to, put in more calories in the foods that you eat. And sometimes I am going to talk more about healthy fats, because sometimes adding healthy fats is what can really help you to add that calories. Sometimes as well, I know people that are truly want to be whole food don't do smoothies. And this is why for those people, I do recommend that they try smoothies because it's a great way to be able to get in calories and get in something really quick, especially like after a run or after a workout. So I can't stress that enough. Also, sometimes people too, when they first go to this kind of lifestyle, they may do it more for weight loss. So they have that restrictive kind of mindset, right? And you're restricting, so you're more on that restricting mindset rather than focusing on incorporating more. So, what it should be is really focusing on not what you can't have, but it's really important to actually focus on eating more of certain foods that maybe you didn't before. So, eating more vegetables, eating the color of the rainbow, eating colorful vegetables, eating our red vegetables like beets, orange, red and orange vegetables, so beets and carrots, or peppers, or choosing yellow vegetables as well. There's yellow peppers. What else? I'm thinking of the color of the rainbow. We got our orange, yellow, purple, bright green vegetables as well. Our broccoli, our cruciferous vegetables, green peppers, our kale, spinach, all of those leafy greens as well. So, really trying to incorporate more of those is what's going to be really helpful. And if you're struggling, if you're like, this is just don't think this is for me, then it could be because you're just not eating enough. So try to try to eat more often, maybe every 3 to 4 hours if you can. And also try adding smoothies if you haven't done that, to just add more calories in that way as well. And number two is not meal planning. Now, this is huge. And I know this can be difficult for people that are busy. I have a client right now who has boys and it's baseball season. So she's a busy mom. She's a full-time mom. And she's also trained. So she's very busy. And it's difficult. It's very challenging in the life that we live in, that we especially if we have full-time jobs. So, but it is important to meal plan. And where it can get really hard to meet your needs is when you don't meal plan. So I do provide services and I do help people to figure out, what's realistic, what can they do. Maybe you can't do a bulk cooking for 3 or 4 hours on the weekend, but maybe what you could do is you can do an hour here, an hour there. So it's always figuring out what can you do, what's realistic for you, and then I can also help put you in the right direction to the tools and resources and things like that that may be helpful as well. But I can't stress how important it is to really meal plan and really understand, or really make sure that you're getting all the nutrients that you need, because when you are lacking nutrients, then that is where you body will tell you won't be feeling good. And that's when a lot of times I think people start eating meat again, because they're like, oh, I must be missing something, that I'm not getting enough. And it could be your body saying you're not getting enough iron. And really, we just have to be more intentional about eating more plant-based iron-rich foods and making sure that we're not doing anything that could be inhibiting that absorption for iron, which could be the case as well. Hi, Joyce. Thanks so much for popping on. So glad you're here. So, we're talking about why whole food plant based may not be working for you. Obviously, we know it is for you, but for some people, maybe it's not. So number one, I said not eating enough, but these are also, I guess, good reminders as well for everybody. So number one, not eating enough. Number two is not meal planning. And number three, not eating enough fats. So I see this a lot, and I don't want to discredit our plant-based doctors out there because they are absolutely amazing. And I do follow them as well. I follow Dr. Michael Greger, he's great. He wrote the How Not to Die book. I absolutely love his stuff that he has out. I love the Daily Dozen. I also use that to, as a tool for my clients when they're just trying to work on that variety and getting all the foods that you want in. So I don't want to discredit them, but they do promote a lot of this of really a low fat diet. So really eating lower fat. So the thing with that is, and I talked about this as well in a previous live video. So if you missed that, you can watch that replay either in the Facebook group, or I did post it as well on YouTube. I can also, just send you the link to the YouTube link or tag you in the video on Facebook. So I went in depth and really talked about fats and why they're important. And this is another reason why I find people fail with eating whole food plant-based, or it just doesn't feel like it's working for them, is because they're not getting enough fats. And fats are also energy. So when it comes to running and it comes to performing, we need to make sure that we have enough energy. And our main energy sources are carbs and fat. We do get some energy from protein because we do get some calories from it, but it is known more as more important in that process for recovery. So fats are important for energy. So we do need to be making sure we eat enough fats. And previously in the video as well, I talked about how much fats we need, or how much I do recommend to endurance athletes. And it is more than those that may be eating whole food plant-based for weight loss. It is a little bit more. And that is because your endurance, especially for those two that are endurance athletes, or endurance, I should say ultra athletes, ultra runners, because you're going that longer distance, you're going that source of fuel that you're mostly going to be using is fats. So you do want to be making sure you eat enough fats. And when I talk about fats, again, these are your healthy fats. So avocados, I know Joyce loves avocados. So avocados are great. Your nuts and your seeds, things like that. There are whole food plant-based sources. Obviously we want to try not to have, I know a lot of people try to limit oils, and I do for athletes, it is kind of a balance that I have. Sometimes it's easier to be able to get to their fats. Sometimes we have to put a little bit of oil in there. But I do totally get it if you don't want to do oil, which is perfectly fine. But I do recommend that you do talk to somebody, or you do work with somebody like myself in order to figure out how to reach your fats, or eat enough healthy fats if you're struggling with that, because you're not adding in oil. So yes, and Joyce said she eats avocados almost every day. Yes, I think I'll always know that Joyce loves her avocados. So just to summarize all of that, why whole food plant-based lifestyle or food pattern may not be working for you is: number one, you're not eating enough. Number two, you're not meal planning. Number three, you're also not eating enough fat. So it's so important to really making sure you eat enough, that you meal plan, and you just make sure that you're eating enough fats as well, for your sport, for especially for endurance athletes. So with all that said, does anyone have any questions that is on live? Do you guys have any questions about any of this information? Okay, looks like we don't have any questions. All right. So just a couple of announcements as well. I have the link here. I don't know if you can copy and paste it or not, but I can copy and paste it in the Facebook group under this video as well as on YouTube. But if you go to the link that I have scrolling here, that is the registration link for the 1 hour live masterclass. Now, this is going to be on how to run your best as a plant-based runner without making the most common top 3 mistakes. So it's going to be similar information that I just shared with you, but really going through and how you guys as well can not do these things, right? Because we don't want to make these mistakes. So join me. It is May 12th, and it is registration only. So please make sure to register, and it will be in the Facebook community group. So if you're not already in the plant-based performance community group, running group, make sure that you join that, so you can join our masterclass and register at that link. So thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will talk soon. Bye.